So if you followed this channel for a while, you know that I am a huge fan of Canva. But I want to show you one of the features that were just recently released a couple months ago and have been hyped up a little bit that I don't think are that helpful at this stage, and that is the feature of audience polls and quizzes. Now, you can find polls and quizzes by just going to Elements and seeing polls and quizzes down here on the side. But let me walk you through how you might use a poll or a quiz in this situation. So here is a presentation that I have, pretty standard. This is just one of the templates that I pulled up, but I'm going to be delivering this presentation to an audience in real time. So I'm going to go to this slide right over here, and I'm going to add, let's just add this one, a survey question. It's going to work really easy. Okay, you just add this on here, and you can ask any question that you would like by double clicking on the poll and entering your information over here. Okay, pretty simple. You can see I have right over here, how many years have you worked in finance? So I kind of introduced the presentation, and I get to this slide where my participants are going to answer how many years that they've worked in finance. So typically how this would work in Canva is I would go to my location, I would present this, okay, and I can select present. Now, the problem with this is that there's no way for my audience who's going to be viewing this presentation in real time is going to be able to answer this question in the moment. So obviously I can answer this right over here because I'm the presenter, but how is my audience going to be able to answer it? And the process is just extremely clunky. So let me show you what you would have to do if you wanted to share this with an audience. So number one is you'd have to select share, and we would need to create a public link view. So I'd have to click on this one, public link view, create public link. Okay, so here's the public link. Now, how am I going to get this out to my audience? Okay, that's a little bit tricky because I don't want to just type that URL and have them click on have to type that URL in their browser. So what you can do, if you let me scroll onto the side, there is several different QR code apps that are available inside Canva. So I can paste that QR code here, and I can choose generate code right over here. So you think, okay, at this point, people in the presentation can just click on that code and they can vote on the poll. But it doesn't quite work like that. So let me show you what I mean. I'm just going to take that URL and I've pasted it into this new incognito window. This is what would happen when participants would scan that code and open this up. They'd get my full presentation. Now, some cases you might not mind, this can be okay, but there's a few problems with this. Number one, we can't go to that poll question. So people in the audience would have to advance to slide number 6 to be able to vote, just like that. The other thing that they can do is sometimes if you're delivering a presentation in real time, you don't want your audience to see the rest of the presentation. Maybe it makes them lose interest, or there's things that you want to be able to deliver at certain points in the moment without kind of spoiling or telegraphing what's coming next. So you have no way to do this. This is really the only way that you can share your poll or quiz in Canva is to share that public link ahead of time, and I just don't feel that that's the best feature if you're presenting. Now, if this is an asynchronous presentation, like maybe you're going to send this out to coworkers and you just want them to go through and click through each slide and answer the questions in the poll, and they can do that if they want, well, that's fine. But I feel like if you're going to be presenting, it's going to be in real time, whether you're doing this in person or it's online. You just don't want to be able to send that link without having some degree of control over your presentation. Okay, so how can Canva make this better? Well, I think one way is by integrating this into Canva Live, and not just this part, but if you go to Canva Live, like let me just present this. I'm just going to present this in my window. Okay, kind of like this. You can see now there's this part that says start a new session with Canva Live. And basically this is a a Q&A session basically with the crowd in real time. So people can do things like write comments back and forth, and other people can like them. And as a presenter, you're able to see the comments like right over here. So this is kind of cool. We can take this and we can put this on our slide so everyone can see the response. So great tool for someone presenting in real time. But what I'd love to see is that when you open this in Canva Live, rather than just having the Q&A on the side here, there's a way that you could see the slide to the right side or the left. I understand this might be a little confusing if it's on mobile, but maybe you could put the icon for the slide right up at the top. And then from here, as the presenter, they can not only see my slides on whatever device that they want, they can also vote when I say go ahead, take a look at your Canva Live slide, vote on that. I'd get the feedback in real time. People would still be able to communicate with me, but this way I would have some degree of control over my presentation, and I could make sure that participants were seeing whatever slide I wanted to at one time. So just something small. Like I said, I'm a huge Canva fan. I just don't see this new feature as being that helpful for real-time presentations. Like I said, maybe if it was an online course or an asynchronous thing that you sent in an email, that would be fine. But if you were just looking for the data portion, you'd probably use like a Google form or some other type of survey tool rather than putting it inside the presentation. So hopefully we see some upgrades to this and upgrades to Canva Live in just a few days at Canva Create. But let me know your thoughts. Does it meet its hype? Well, let's talk about it. So thanks for watching this video. If you like this kind of content, go ahead and subscribe and leave a comment to let me know your thoughts.